How are you? Well, we finished chapter 6, networks and communications. Even though it's not one of the information system components, it's a very important part of the technology field because it makes all those computer systems come together. And as we talked about, the internet is the biggest network in the world with more than 4.7 billion users. So in this chapter, we talked about the history of the internet, how the internet came across the world, how it began with the four nodes in the West Coast, ARPANET, and then it became what we know today as the internet. Of course, Sir Tim Berners-Lee made a huge uh, creation with the HTML and all the web pages and all that stuff. So he created the www, and that possible, made it possible to liberate that private network to the whole world. So we talked about how we have IP addresses and IPv4 until 2012, and from that year up to date, we have IPv6. We have the VPNs, we have the Tor, a browser, and we have proxies that can help us keep our IP addresses safe. We have different network components, and we have the devices, we have the media, we have the services. The devices are the hardware, the media, how we connect them, cables, uh, metal, copper cables, fiber optic cables, or Wi-Fi. We have the network sizes. We have the LAN, local area network. We have the metropolitan area network, and we have the WAN. That's the wide area network. And as I said again, one of the most biggest or the biggest WAN in the world is the internet. We have topology and how the network is seen, so you can map all the network components in a topology diagram. So we have all those nodes all over. We can have different topologies. We have the ring, we have the bus, we have the mesh, the tree. Uh, we can have hybrid. We can mix all those topologies, and that's important. We talked about the trends. We talked about the power line. Power line, that's awesome. We talked about domotics again, and we talked about cellular phones, and we talked about 5G, 1G, 2G, 3G, 4G, and 5G that we have today. And we talk about the carriers of cell services. And we talk about the ISPs, the internet service providers, and the SP, the specialist providers. They provide internet to the clients. And there are different ways of how small offices and home networks can have internet, and the medium and large businesses, they can have internet. So I think it's a pretty good chapter. Gives you very good insight of how networks are working, are put together, and how useful they are in our common lives. For these assignments, we have three things that you have to do. First is a quiz. The second is a bits and bytes assignment. We're gonna, as we talked about bytes and binary, we're gonna convert some numbers into binary and vice versa. That's the second assignment. And the third assignment is to finish the group assignment that we started in chapter 3, continued in chapter 5, and we will finish in chapter 6. Have a good one, and Be safe.